Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the semifinals here at the Curling Stadium, Martensville International Spiel. My name's Jim Nix, and I'm joined by Shawn Joyce this afternoon for this game between Kayla Skrlik, our A-side winner, and Jolene Campbell, who came through a qualifier this morning. And Shawn, you had a chance to see the Campbell team this morning.
Yeah, I did. They played really well this morning against Nancy Martin. Got off to a quick start, but they had the hammer in the first end this morning. They won't have it here this afternoon. Skrlik, by virtue of being the A event qualifier, had the hammer here. We got a chance to peek a little bit at the practice session before the game started. And always interesting to note when the hammer's predetermined just how they played it. They still played pretty much the same practice session. It was all draws to the middle. So
Yeah, that is interesting because back in the day before we had that determining factor, most of the time we drew up, we were all over the sheet. So
yeah,
it's which somebody was supposed to remember whatever part they threw on, but it didn't always happen. But still,
Yeah, and you will see some teams do that now. Here in this particular event, it's just the practice session is one stone up, one back for each player, and then if you were throwing the draw to the button, you'd throw the one that counts for measuring it to see who's got last rock. Again, predetermined here. So the Campbell team starting us off with the Redstones. They threw the center guard. The attempted come around is short, so we're going to have some rocks in play here in the first end.
yeah, I think Skrlik likes to play with some rocks in play anyway. I did see I had one of her games earlier this week, and she played very well. The team played well, and she particularly played very well too. So yeah, Shawn just mentioned this particular game. The other game going on right now is the other semifinal between who have we got here? We've got Amber Holland and Corinne Brown, and those two teams both came through the B side, so they would have had a draw to the button to determine their win,
Yes.
their last rock thrower in the first end. It's a good shot there by the Campbell squad. Nice come around.
Probably could still see half of it, but a little dangerous with Stone and then no tick zone to go after it. So Jerry Lynn Ramsey being asked to come around from the other side.
Yeah, it's funny the no tick rule. Our club, we haven't quite figured out if we're playing it or not playing it yet. It's, had it happen twice in 2 games last week, and nobody had an answer. So
Oh, really?
they'll sort it out. Yeah, it's not a real competitive club. They don't know a whole
Think
lot of people playing real seriously. So
I think the recommendation was when the rule first started that it not be used for club play, and most clubs that I'm aware of have stuck with it that way. But
yeah,
it's one of those things that if the rule becomes the rule and stays that way, eventually I think you'll see the clubs pick it up as well.
yeah, I would expect that's probably true. So Jolene Campbell asking second stone Rachel Erickson to play the intern come around here.
This actually still lead. Campbell is playing Campbell shorthanded, so
Oh,
she's got
okay. Yeah.
Dana's throwing three. Rachel throwing three. Sorry, Jim should have let you know that up front. Abby Ackland, normally the third for the team, not here this weekend, so they've been playing three all the way through, as far as I understand. And with the game this morning, they qualified last night. This is game number 8 for them.
Wow.
Yeah, in an 11-team field, that's a lot of games.
Well, it sure is, yeah. And Skrlik would have played 3 in the qualifying round, and that was it so far. So
Yeah.
she only played 3.
But the nice thing for the Skrlik team, we've talked about it before, Jim, I know in previous broadcasts and other events, when you play these triple knockouts, a lot of times the A event qualifier has a full day off.
Exactly.
This time, the qualifier was yesterday morning. So, yeah, I guess granted they did have 24 hours off, but they didn't go a full day without playing a game at least.
Yeah.
And you're right, they've only played 3, but I always feel like it's that day that they don't play a game. Usually they qualify Friday, they get a practice session Saturday, and then they come into the championship on Sunday. And it's tough when you're on a roll to keep it going when there's a whole day where you didn't play a game.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. That's quite a debate all the time about, people would generally say, well, if you can guarantee that I'm gonna win on that day off, then I'll play a game. I'll have to play a game on that day, but you can't guarantee those things. So yeah, it is a bit of a debate either way, though, whether or not that day off is helpful for you.
Yeah, it's one thing is keeping the momentum up, and the other thing is that they usually condition these rocks before an event starts, and they will straighten up ever so gradually as the event goes on. Well, if you keep playing, you stay used to that. If you have 6 or 7 draws off between games, it's
That's
a
right.
pretty sudden adjustment for you.
No, for sure, yeah. Okay, so this will be the third, I guess. Rachel Erickson throwing now. Is that right? Have I got the right first?
Yeah, I don't know. It is second/third. I don't know. I never know what to call them when they're
Okay.
when they're throwing three-handed. She's still throwing.
I'm going to go with lead and third. I'm just going to go that way.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to go with. So, anyway, nice guard. Worked out well. So, Campbell team in good shape here. Skrlik can look to open this up a little bit, I think. Saw her waving the broom around. I'm not exactly sure where and how she wants to hit it, but she's trying to hit something.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if she thinks there might be a port there. And if you make the port, you're probably getting the double on the Reds. If you don't make the port, you should peel something.
Yeah, I think you would for sure.
I'm looking at where she put the broom, and to me, it looks like she's eyeing up the port. It doesn't look like there's any more than enough room to get through there.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about the stagger on which way the rocks those guys are staggered here. I'll see it in a second.
Well, it's staggered the right way to come through this port.
She's
made it.
Wow. That's a terrific shot. Holy cow. And to sit too. Great shot by Rachel Erickson. You'll see it again here. No, you won't see it. Now we'll see it.
Well, maybe you will.
Maybe. I think this is still the same. This is the replay of the shot. So, well played, well thrown, obviously, and just a little bit of sweeping to get it through the hole. And great result. Goes through there, makes the double, stays to sit two, and everything's buried. And you might see Jolene Campbell have to do the same thing, but have to do it maybe on the other turn, which would be really tough.
The other turn, I don't know if it's even there. Even that turn, you saw how quiet she threw that. She needed a little bit of curl after she got by the first guard to get by the second one.
Yeah.
Now, and I haven't seen the call yet, but they could elect to just chisel in off their own and maybe sit frozen on the back one too. That's an option.
Yeah.
The amount of time it's taken to call this shot is, you just know they recognize they're in some trouble here.
Yeah. Yeah, without hammer, and it's a little bit difficult right now. So
setting up for the out turn, I think possibly looking to run the guard back.
Yeah, that would probably be a predictable kind of a call, really. Just
maybe straight peel is the way it looked.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's exactly what they were playing there. We didn't have quite a chance to see it before, but it definitely looks like they was just trying to get rid of the one rock. But like you say, she will have maybe an opportunity here, depending what Skrlik does as far as the next shot goes. If she's throwing a hit or a draw here.
Looks like she's hitting the third shot still and trying to roll across. There's definitely a double available in the middle right now.
Yeah, I think the hit would be the shot that I would be expecting to see here as well. Just a bit heavy clean. The other Skrlik. And Jerry Lynn Ramsey, who throws first, I believe. And first or second, I think she throws lead and then holds the broom for Kayla for her rocks. It was a good shot.
Yeah, their initial indication was they were going to try to roll the other way, but that works too. There's choices for the double.
Yeah.
Looks like Jolene's looking at the flat double straight across to the one that was just thrown.
Yeah, I think they're close enough together that that's a very makeable shot, and
they are.
Yep. She certainly needs Rachel to make a good one here. Sweeper switching sides, obviously just throwing the other turn. You'll usually see the sweeper be on the low side, if you will, most of the time.
Makes the hit a little thick.
No,
she got a little spin at the end, but who's got second?
Yeah, it's a good question. The big difference, if you end up second after that shot, it's in a good position. That's not too bad.
Oh, but somebody needs to explain to Kayla. After you look like that, you're supposed to point just for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, not beat on the computer screen here. See if that doesn't work. Okay.
It's tough. I think it might still be the Yellowstone, but it's close.
Yeah. She's going around on this one.
Yeah, she was probably coming around no matter what on this one.
Yeah. This is Margot Fleming. Throws third for Skrlik. I think that is yellow out there. Not bad. I think it's Jolene can maybe get to it if she wants.
Oh, for sure she can get to it. It's whether or not she can make any kind of a double. She's looking at the flat one. And again, she doesn't have to move that second rock very far.
Yeah.
You see her looking as well. She wants to make sure she has to move it at all. If she doesn't have to move it, she doesn't really have to play the double.
Exactly. Tough situation when you don't have hammer here right now. It's you're just trying to figure out how to minimize the damage really, and you get out of this with even a deuce right now, you'd probably be quite happy. But I'm sure she'd rather get out of it at just 1 point. Steal's probably going to be just about impossible at this point.
Yeah, it would be really tough. I mean, it does look like if you needed to, you could get across the face of this. Now, with the broom that she's put down, I don't think she's throwing it quiet enough for that, but I think you could get across the face of this and roll under.
Yeah, I think you can too. That's what when I first saw it, I was thinking that, and then I thought, well, if you do that, you're probably with the weight that it would take, you're not probably going to remove the back one, but
No,
be behind the guard. So,
and I think if you're this is quiet, she might be playing that. That's holding. Line's holding. Oh, she just hits it a little thin.
that was really lucky to not at least touch that yellow one. Just even just a little feather on that yellow one would have been good.
There's a lot of people looking at it. Nobody's pointed yet, so I think it's really close. We may see a measure.
Yeah, it was interesting there. Kayla's not really paying too much attention to it. I think she figures, well,
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
she has to play this draw either way.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe on the last rock at the end, you'd have to look at that and say, should we go that way to maybe just move it an inch just to score the extra point? But right now, you're not going to do that. So, Kayla Skrlik has one appearance at the Tournament of Hearts of Scotties in 2023. So, just a really up and coming player. I think she was a pretty top end player at the junior level. She's like a little bit older now, 27, I think, years old now, but good player. I've never really seen her around too much till the last couple of years. So I like the way she throws and calls the game.
Probably looking to put this in a similar spot to the last one. You just want to get the edge under the guard. That's going to slide a little deeper, though.
Yeah, bit of an opportunity here for Jolene to do something with it. You just got to figure out what that something's going to be.
Well, I think you probably want to try to come down with quiet weight, move that stone out, and sit in front of the other one.
Yeah, that would be I think the best shot. Some people would say, well, you know what? You could probably make the triple.
You could.
Around the horn.
At least the double. It's a lot of distance between the second and third stone. There have been a lot of people look at that, and nobody's pointed yet. So,
just going to get this.
My first thought it was yellow, but we may very well see a measurement at the end of this end.
Yeah, I think we might see a measurement. I think Jolene also thinks it's yellow just by the virtue of when she held the broom out and indicated what she was going to do here. She sort of did the around the horn thing and just pointed in the other direction. So I don't know for sure if she just says, well, it might go over there or what. But this could be a really big shot in the game if she could ever make this, even though it's only the first end.
there's some risk here. I mean, if you're trying to play this thin double, you're almost missing the first stone. Well, you miss the first stone, you might pick the back one, but you're rolling out for sure. It's a chance for Kayla to get 3 here in the first end. You really need to make sure you make contact with the first one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Just going to switch sides here, try to get a little bit of curl. Not sure where that rock is. Ooh. There you go.
Just what I just described.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't really come too very close to that top rock, actually. I thought she might be a little bit closer than that because there didn't seem to be any kind of panic in trying to make it curl or anything. So Kayla Skrlik with a draw for what could be 2 or could be 3. We're leaning towards 3 probably, but
it's 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Like the thing about that last shot for Jolene, if you're not going to make sure you hit the first one, she could have actually hit the back one and tried to roll behind the shot stone, second shot that way, and would have made it a tough draw for 2.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely the key to that was at least hit the top and give yourself a.
If you're playing the top one there, you got to make sure you make contact. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweeper's just kind of keeping this one clean. Or at least they were.
Yeah, it's got a lot of room yet. There's no piece of the back one yet.
No. It's sliding. This you may be able to get this out. Going hard. And slides too far, I think. Oh, hard to say.
We might be measuring 3 rocks here.
You might, yeah. So we know that Skrlik has 1. We'll hold on here for a second to see what they decide here. The overhead, I was going to say, the overhead makes the back one look like it's definitely not going to score. So I think the measure is for 2, Shawn. That's my prediction here, 1 or 2. I don't think the 3's in play. I think the back one, I think the draw went just that little bit too far. So we could probably, it's going to take a couple of minutes. We could probably go to break and come back and let you know what's happened at that point. We can go back. Oh, we're back. We're still attempting to figure out the score here in the first end. What we know is that Skrlik is going to have at least 1 point, and we are currently measuring, I think, for number 2. It is possible it's measuring for 3, but I think it's for 2.
Well, this could be a huge measurement, too. I mean, Kayla Skrlik got into the hacks with her last one thinking, well, we're drawing for 2 and we'll measure, we might get 3.
Yeah.
If they lose the measure, this could be a single.
That's right.
And how huge would that be for the momentum in this game? And
going to put the score up quick anyway. So she does get 2. So 2 points for Skrlik here in the first end. Obviously, that the high one was the shot. That's kind of what it looked like to us with our tuned eyeballs. It's it looked like it was going to be probably a deuce. And after a measure in the first end, Kayla Skrlik picks up a 2 to take a 2-0 lead here after 1 at the Curling Stadium Martensville International event in 1 semifinal. Just getting going. Both semifinals just starting 15 minutes ago or so. And a reminder as well to everybody that if you are interested in having a little look at what's going on in the men's event in Penticton, that'd be the New Floors Curling Classic. We have coverage of all of those sheets as well on Curling Stadium, and you're welcome to have a look. That bonspiel, I believe, goes right until tomorrow, so they'll be curling out there for a while yet.
Well, we had rocks in play in the first end. Looks like we're shaping up to have rocks in play again here in the second. Center guard, corner guard, come around being called now.
Yeah, a couple of veteran skips that are not afraid to play at all and get right at it. Jolene dropping a 2 in the first. She wants to try to get that back as soon as she can. There's no panic, but at the same time, you want to make a bit of an effort at getting it back as quickly as you can. The intern come around for lead Jerry Lynn Ramsey. She's going to get by. She's going to squeak by, I think, and she does. Great shot, great sweeping. Nice thing about that is that we can't do too much with that front one.
Well, she does have the option to make the play, though. That center guard is not touching the center line, so it's not in the no-tick zone. You could play the and that's what they're looking at. You could play the draw down to the shot stone, and you could tight ice it a little bit. And if you rub the guard on the way by, that's a legal play because it's not touching the center line.
And you could even go a little bit heavier than that if you wanted, Shawn. You could go to something around back line, and something's definitely not going to remove that rock, but might give you a little better roll too behind the corner, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
So there's a former East Coaster from Summerside PEI. Moved out here a few years ago. I don't know exactly when, but out turn. Just playing a little rub.
Probably wanted more weight than that. She's just going to touch the stone, and both of them stay in front of the rings.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think it was like at the very least sort of a heavy draw, if you will, and would have liked to have got a little more action off of that. But it is their rock, and it is only just a couple inches short of the house, so it's certainly something that she might be able to use as the end goes on. Skrlik's going to ask her, be her sister now, Ashton, to throw this shot. I didn't see the call. I'm not sure if she's going around or if she's going short.
Yeah, I think the call was to come around again.
Yeah. Great curl this week here in Martensville. It's maybe a little straighter than it was earlier in the week. As you mentioned earlier, that happens in these events. You're going to get it by? Not quite, but really close. Does give a double opportunity now, though.
A couple of different ways to make the double. She's looking at the guard. It's probably the more dangerous stone than the one in the 8-foot, but a little more distance between the guard and the stone in the 4-foot that she needs to get out as well.
Yeah, true enough. It's generally, I think you'd probably like to take the high one on, but the only problem with that right now is you could end up putting it in the ring somewhere behind the corners or whatever. Might not get it out.
Danger here is if you jam this, your shooter guards the other stone as well.
Yeah.
Just touches the second one, and the shooter does guard the second shot stone.
Not quite as aggressive on some of the carving and trying to move rocks around as we've seen from some teams. That one there could have maybe worked out a little bit and got another inch of curl, and they would have made that double.
Yeah, I think they just missed the line call, really, because they were sweeping actually to hold it straight. They did touch the second stone, but they needed to get it quite a bit thicker if they were going to get it out of there.
Yeah. Skrlik looking to remove the high rock.
Wanted to roll over and cover the shot stone, but it stays right there.
Yeah, it's quite a few yellow ones around there, but good opportunity here for Campbell to maybe make that out turn hit and roll. You've got a couple rocks you can roll behind, so and still remain as shot rock. Quite a bit of room there, actually. She looks like she's questioning that a little bit, but I think there's room.
Yeah, I imagine the discussion is how much weight do we want to throw in and how far do you want to roll? The short roll is, certainly looks the easiest, but then you're rolling behind your opposition stone. If you could, you'd love to roll all the way across underneath the red corner.
Yeah, that would be definitely plan A, I think.
And you definitely want to make sure you know what plan A is, because if you're thinking either or, I think if you roll right in between them, there's enough room to get between them and make a play on this stone. So you've got to have a clear thought in your mind which one you're rolling behind. And
Dana Demons working this one pretty hard. Should be close, I think. Just didn't quite get the roll. But nice, very nice shot. Not an easy shot. Just needed another 4 inches of roll. 5 inches of roll would have been perfect. Or good, anyways. I think you're right. Rolling behind the corner would have been the perfect one, but it's a little hard, as you mentioned. These guys have played a lot of games now. If they played all weekend with one sweeper, you could be wearing that person out a little bit by now. Same shot, but the other turn this time.
She'll have to roll towards her own stone in the 8-foot. Actually rolls out into the open. That's probably better. If you roll in behind, Jolene probably plays the red run, and it could be a red run double. She's still looking at the run back, but hard to get shot rock off this.
Yeah, it's kind of a run back and roll kind of shot. A bit surprised. I thought she just might play the one that just rolled out into the 8-foot and just try to flop back. It just would have been a good option as well. But
yeah, it's an option. I can understand why she's playing this, because if you look at the way the house is shaping up right now, if this was your last shot, where would you throw?
Yeah.
So she can kind of do two things here if she makes the run. Didn't make the run, but it still opens up that in-turn path for a draw.
Yeah, for sure. I think that certainly if you had made the run back, it would be really good. They seem to be having a little hard time matching up broom and ice here, and just kind of. So Margot Fleming now will be playing the in-turn draw around this, and so far it's pretty much controlled by Skrlik. Campbell's been chasing a little bit. This one looks pretty good, I think. She really didn't want to go back there.
No, it's going to slide a little deep.
Yeah, so a really good opportunity for Campbell to kind of get out of this a little bit and, come right around that same guard. Yeah, perfect world. You go maybe above the tee line a little bit and fully buried, but I wouldn't be horribly upset if I ended up with a perfect freeze here either. Just take a little bit of the heat off at least. Rachel Erickson throwing and Dana Demons sweeping. Not at the moment, but it will be.
This has a lot more line than the last draw and looks to be strong.
Yeah, I think it is heavy. Well, the good news is you have a rock out there now, I guess, but
the bad news is it's fourth shot.
Yeah. And if Kayla makes this good, it's going to be really tough for Jolene to kind of get in there somewhere.
She might have to, if Kayla makes a good draw here, Jolene might have to play the angle / on that red stone just to make sure she's got a shot with her last one.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah.
Even if she doesn't make the angle run, she's got to get that red one out of the way to make sure she's got a shot with her last one.
Yeah. Kayla Skrlik currently ranked 16 on the World Curling Team rankings. Not too shabby, really. So when they come around, this one's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, she's got a nice line.
A really nice shot. Not quite buried, but buried enough, I think, at this point, because
yeah,
Nimble really can't. She goes after that. She's not going to probably get much out of it. But if
She's
you really
wondering.
wanted to finesse it, I guess, Shawn, you could probably play it with a back line, or not back line, maybe a hack weight sort of shot, and just hit and roll behind your red one. You might not be shot, but you'd be number two, which right now would feel better.
She's looking at coming in off the wide one too. Her first thought when I think she was looking at the yellow one at the top, and they're still talking about it, is can they see it enough to catch the one at the back of the forefoot? Because if you could, the triple almost is there.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't know if you can. I think it's
But if it's
with the
yes,
way it would take.
it's
Yeah,
not quite at the 90 degrees, and if you miss the one at the back of the forefoot,
yeah.
I think to get the one at the back of the forefoot, your shooter's going across the top of the one at the side of the 8 is kind of the way it looks to me.
So Jolene's trying to go through all of the possibilities in her mind here and try to figure it out. And if she were to throw the hit on the yellow, she's looking at, well, I could kind of make that double. It's you make that, and you're at least sitting number two. It's a possibility. You could still play the red shot, the red rock as well. It's just it looks a little tougher on the full length shot than it does on the overhead. But either way, it's not super easy.
No, but that red rock's not helping you where it is.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
actually hurting you. I'm also a little surprised they could. The other option they could look at is play the yellow guard back,
Yeah.
and even if you straight peel it, you should have something available in the last one. Like right now, part of the concern has to be to have a shot for the last one. If you ever just pick this one out that she just threw, for instance, she puts it back, and what do you even have to score on the last one?
Exactly. Yeah. A bit of desperation in their minds right now. I think they're just kind of like get a little bit of hopeless feeling, but you got to hang in there on this one. This is it's not a good situation, but it's certainly a situation that you can get out of here if you can throw two good stones.
Well, we're not looking at the house, but I'm thinking they just changed the shot because Dana moved over to the other side. So this should be an out turn now, and they were originally looking at an in turn hit.
Yeah.
So I think she's coming off the one on the edge.
Way over in the 8 foot. Yeah.
And trying to roll in towards the stone at the back of the forefoot.
No, she's going down the finish. She's
nope.
playing straight
She's
peel.
Playing the guard back.
Yeah, run double, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Well,
caught the one at the back of the 8 foot, so she's still only looking at 3, but it didn't really improve the situation a lot. She needed to roll off the center line.
Threw that really nice with nice firm weight and great to slide, and just needed to get a little bit more out of that. Had to get rid of that. If her shooter could have rolled out to behind the guard or something like that, then she would have at least had some opening on the next shot. Yeah. Now she's going to be faced with probably the exact same shot she just had, and it's not going to be easy. Kayla Skrlik already with a 2-0 lead and looking really good here in the second end.
This has more line than her last one.
Yeah, and more weight too. Yeah, definitely a mistake. Definitely a mistake for Skrlik to go that deep.
Yeah, she could have been 4 feet shorter, and Jolene's got a tough shot. If she can even find a shot, where it is, she can follow it down. She only needs to move it about a foot to score. Even if she's just to the face, it's no worse than 1.
Yeah, definitely have an opportunity here. It's it's not a gimme necessarily, and you're throwing against 4, which is no fun, but you got to feel much better about making this shot than you would have if she had stopped that at the top of the 8 foot somewhere. So here we go. Jolene Campbell facing 4 here in the second end with her last rock. Dana Denmans is getting ready to sweep it all by herself.
Now she still has to throw it as a draw. They did have a chance to play a similar shot earlier in the end, and I think it might have been Rachel was a little heavy, and she ended up tapping the yellow out. If her weight's not matched up to the broom here, she could stay on that
you're definitely
red
right.
stone at the top, and it still would probably be a steal at 2. This has got a curl.
Yeah, it's got to go a long way, and it's pretty heavy, I think. It's a bit of a guess from up here, but I don't know if this is going to get over or not. Well,
that's the problem. You try to throw that and make sure you're all the way there, and then it runs straight on you. And
probably about back 8 foot with that. So just too much. It looks like another steal of 2.
Yep.
Another steal of 2. Just a steal of 2 for Skrlik. And she will take a 4-0 lead after 2 ends here at the semifinals of the Curling Stadium, Martensville International. Welcome back, everyone. We're getting ready to start the third end here. And Shawn, a rough end there for the Campbell team. What do they need to do to get back in this one?
Score a lot of points. Jim, thanks for asking.
No, listen, I appreciate the input.
It's early, though. They do need to turn things around. They've struggled a little bit through these first couple of ends, and they need to find the draw weight and the line in particular. Like both of those shots, they had that shot that Jolene missed and the way she missed, the exact same way they missed that shot earlier in the end. A little heavy, and it just ran a little bit straighter.
Yeah.
And they've got to start matching up the broom to the weight. It's early. There's 6 ends left to play, and they are a good offensive team, so they can put some points on the board. But
yeah, well, they have a good start here. They managed to get the corner guard up in a pretty good spot. Skrlik won't be able to do anything about that for a couple of shots, and I imagine they'll try to either get another corner up or maybe come around that one. Who knows? We'll see what they do. I think you need probably more than one corner right now. It's like you say, it is early, but I never like going around just a single corner this early in the end. So we'll see what they play it, or see how they play it. Be a tight guard for the Skrlik team. Jolene is going to go around.
Yeah, it didn't touch the center line. I thought she might make a play on the rock in the middle, but
yeah,
this isn't wrong. You put the corner guard up for a reason. You use it now. If you can bury, they still can't peel the corner guard.
No, they would have to. They'd either have to throw the come around possibly as an option, or try to make a play on this one. Depends on how much it goes over. I guess it's not curling quite as much to the outside as it was earlier in the week, but
it's going now.
Yeah, it's high enough that I think you could probably get to it no matter where it ends up. Very nice. So Skrlik's going to just ignore that and just come right around, stay on offense, and sometimes the best defense is a good offense.
She made a quick decision here. I'm not entirely sold on this shot. You make this come around, it's possible you could leave the double off the stone in the 12-foot double and roll behind the corner.
Yeah. Girls working pretty hard on this one. Gonna get it by, I think. Gonna get by the second one. We've seen this team make a few of those in this game already. Just perfect ice and weight combos.
Jolene opting for the play on the guard. She can see most of that stone in the 12-foot. If it was later in the end, you'd probably play the double on the yellows and try to get the roll behind the corner guard.
Yeah. So out-turn come around. Or out-turn hit, rather. Sorry.
On the guard, though. She's not playing the ones in the rings.
Yeah.
Try to roll over and give herself another corner. Not going to roll over. And that's really quiet.
Yeah, not a lot of weight on that. Corner guard's probably going to go now. Skrlik will call for the peel on the corner guard. Remove that. I had to get a little bit more out of that shot. I think that I just had to get a roll to the corner or offer a little more protection on the one that's there and something along that line, because they really is going to be hard to get to the one in the house now. Ashton Skrlik rather. Want to put an N in that name. Nice throw. Good firm takeout weight. So he's not going to throw the corner back up. She's going to come right in. This end is going to be a whole lot of big shots, I think. They might not be all hard shots, but they're all going to be big shots for the Campbell team because they do need to score here.
Yeah, she's got room on the outturn side to go after shot rock now. So she's not that she'd play it now, but that's why she can play this. She knows she can get at shot rock later on. Needed to get a rock in a position where Skrlik couldn't do anything with it, and this is way short. Don't know if that picked or what happened to that.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't really look like a shot. It looked like the sweeper kind of got on a little bit, but didn't really commit much. I think she thought it was pretty light right out of the hand. Not too helpful. Skrlik will look to remove the one Campbell stone that remains in the house.
She'd like to roll in behind cover here. This stone, if she can roll in behind, would be in front of the tee line. The shot rock right now is behind the tee line.
Yeah. Hard sweep for Ashton Skrlik here. Oh, she's going to get a roll. No. Well, he's going to persist with the draws here. She really, to be honest, they're going to make some of these to get back in it. So
you're kind of committed here. You've got to play the draw. Whether you play that, you could still stick to the other turn, and that's what they're talking about now. Like, you don't actually have to come down to that one. You could come around the other side, just bury at the top of the button. You still got a shot to get to that rock later on.
Yeah, for sure. She is going to go with the out turn. Rachel Erickson. She's quite light on her first one, and she's close on this one. It might be, looks a little bit heavy. Well, very close. Good effort, but just didn't quite get there. Skrlik will look to remove this one and probably could roll even away here, but I think if she ever could roll a little bit inside, she'd be above the tee line, and Campbell would be in big trouble.
Yeah, splitting the tee line at the worst, I think, here.
Yeah.
Oh, that did not look good.
Yeah, I think it's on her slider, though.
Okay. Margot, as soon as she let go, you saw her look back. That's usually an indication something scratched.
Campbell with another chance to kind of get out of this and create a little something. 2 is a very possible option here. You just got to be able to make a good shot here and get that little inside flop and be sitting 1. And you might have to make a draw to the edge of the pin for your second one, but at least you'll have an opportunity.
Well, she's got that rock at the edge of the 8-foot she could come off of, too, if she had to. So this is pretty much a case of just throw the exact same shot you just threw and just try to chisel in off that one a little bit.
Yeah.
Line's getting a lot tighter a lot earlier. A little more weight, and I don't think they caught on to that.
No.
It's not in a bad spot, though.
Yeah, pretty good spot for sure. It's just she can probably pick it out by throwing it hard.
Oh,
Could get to the
that's
face of it.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you could get to the nose and take it out off the one at the back, but boy, if you're anything on the high side at all, you're gonna clip the shot stone.
Yeah.
Get ever just so slightly to the inside here, you will jam it at the stone of the back of the 8 foot. It might still spill out of the 8. But if you roll the shooter any piece under cover, it might
Yeah.
not matter if it jams.
I don't think. Yeah, I agree 100%. I don't think it matters at all if it jams on that back yellow one. Then you've rolled probably at least half a rock buried, maybe a little bit more than that. She's going to play it just with probably just almost. Oh, it's a guard. Okay,
She's
I was going to say.
throwing a guard. They must think they're shot rock. Then I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. As you know, that kind of came out of all the tapping and everything around didn't really indicate they were looking at that one. It's kind of like, well, we got this and this and this, and it's like, we'll just guard it. Nothing wrong with this call for sure.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't imagine Jolene's unhappy with this. I mean, this puts 3 in play.
Hmm. So working hard on this.
Now, I would imagine Jolene's coming around the other side.
Yeah, I think you got to come around there. I think, and you can certainly get to it if you just can get to it and move it a little bit.
Do you want to on the first one though? If you come right to it and move it, you're behind the tee line. Kayla follows it down, and you could be in trouble. But if you could get just top corner of the button and half to 3/4 behind, like you've still got enough to tap it up. What does Skrlik do at that point in time? And really, if she throws a guard on that side, I think you could play off the yellow.
Yeah.
It's fully in the 8 foot, come across, touch that red up, and at least get 2.
Yeah. Yeah, the outturn they'll hit and roll tap.
Yeah, I'm not sold on that guard that it was a good call.
Yeah. I actually didn't expect her to play that. I expected her to actually go after the red one. To be honest, I thought she's
agreed.
Have enough confidence there to say, well, look, we're just going to go after that anyway, and we just go tight to that guard and make it.
Well, she could have come off of her own too if she was worried about jamming something. She could have come off the yellow at the edge and at least made sure she got that red out of there. I don't know what's taking so long for this call. You've got to come around the in-turn side anyway, and I don't think you want to come all the way to it on this one.
I think you're right in the sense that if you could just, it'd be nice to be shot here, I think, but
yeah, you want to just bite the button.
Exactly, yeah.
And I don't think you want to be dead behind. Like half is probably lots.
Yeah.
Because then you've still got the tap red onto yellow. Kayla can't really play it herself if she guards that side. You can come off the yellow on the outturn side and just come across and at least jiggle the one in for 2. There's probably a way to make it for 3 if you really wanted to try. I don't think you'd do that in the third end. You'd like to make sure of your 2.
Yeah. So Jolene Campbell with her first in the third end here. She's had a couple of opportunities the last couple of ends. They haven't been easy, but she has had a couple of opportunities, and now she has one more, and it's really important to make this one. Gonna be on the guard, I think. Just barely. That was a pretty nice weight on that thing, Shawn. If she'd have been able to sneak it by there, she might have
Yeah.
been a little bit deeper than we were talking, but it would have been really close to being a dandy.
As it is, she's in potentially a lot of trouble again. There's a double there, and if Kayla makes the double, her shooter's going to be splitting the center line. I don't know that you could get to the back one. You're going to have to draw cold to the very edge of the button.
Yeah, for sure. And she doesn't even really have to get the red out. She just has to move it an inch.
Yeah, no, it's just more important to come into the side of it. She doesn't
Yeah.
even have to move it. If she gets right into the side of it, I think she's sitting 2. And Jolene would have to draw cold to the edge of the button.
Kayla Skrlik trying to make a double or a hit and roll, either one. That's just about
Just
perfect.
like that. Yep.
Yeah. And as you said, Shawn, now she's forced with a really tough draw to the edge of the button, or she indicated possibly go around tap or whatever, but that wouldn't really make a lot of sense.
That's a tough tap.
A whole lot more to work with on this side.
Well, and this is essentially what she just played. She's going to have to take a little bit more ice because she has to get by not only the guard, but that stone that Kayla just threw. Yeah. However, she did just throw this similar pass. She knows she was close on the weight.
As I mentioned at the start of this end, all the shots in this end were big shots, none bigger than this one. This is one to really keep you in the game more than anything else.
Yeah, maybe literally. I mean, 6 down, I don't know if you keep playing even.
Yeah, that's definitely possible that they wouldn't. Especially after 8 games and you're pretty worn out anyway. So Jolene Campbell, in-turn draw. As we said, just pretty near the same shot she just threw. And pretty darn close to the same weight. See if Dana can keep it out there for her long enough. Second sweeper out to help. We're going to be really close. Gotta go. Wow, great shot by Jolene Campbell. That was not much to work with there, and a game-ending shot if you don't make it. So, terrific shot. Campbell picks up 1 here in the third and trails 4-1 after 3. We're back for end number 4 in our semifinal game, and Shawn Campbell's squad's got to at least feel a little bit better after that.
Yeah, that was a nice draw. Really in a team shot, a 3-handed team shot at that. Jolene Campbell gave it to Dana. And really, to some extent, you had to. I mean, she had to go right from the release to the end. But when they're drawing to such a small spot of the button, it's hard to make that shot throwing it cold. You need to be able to sweep it into position.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Just a real good job by all of them, as you said. So certainly not out of the woods. Down 4-1 without Hammer playing 4 is not exactly your preferred spot when you started the game, but the alternative was much worse, and you're still playing, and it wouldn't take a whole lot here to get back in this one. Seriously back in it. You just got to make a few more really good shots and maybe get a miss or two. So long way to go, but it's doable.
Sorry, Jim. We might be into double center guard territory, though.
I would think so, yeah. That's definitely what I would be thinking about. Especially given where the first one is. It's in a perfect spot for that.
Well, and this one doesn't hurt you either. It's behind the tee line.
Not so perfect, no. Didn't really give us an indication here, but I would think that's what they're doing, although it doesn't look like a lot of ice.
Well, it looks like better ice for the guard than it would for a come around. So
true enough, yeah. And she was a little bit outside on it, so you can just tell by where it is now. It's going to be good, I think, to get it to the line. I don't know if they quite got there.
I don't know either. It spun a little at the end, so it's close.
Yeah. It could have taken just a little tiny bit more effort to get it there. I think those little things sometimes add up.
It's tough though. You put a little more effort into it to get it to the line, and you close the gap between the two center
You
guards
do,
for when
yeah.
the double peel can
Yeah,
happen.
you definitely do. That's for sure. Skrlik playing the come around.
Yeah, if they're not playing the tick shot, then I don't think you wanted to sweep it at all, because they can hit it on the next one anyway.
Yeah. So a good shot. You're going to see Jolene come right down on top of it now. If you can get the line right, it wouldn't hurt if it moves it a little bit. Just moves it another foot or 18 inches. But for now, right on top, it's pretty good.
You'd love to move it by the tee line if you could, but you've got to be on the face.
Dana Demons. Skipper going out to help a little bit. It's going to be a little light, I think. Really haven't been able to find that draw weight real good. They've had a few, but for the most part, they've been kind of up and down pretty regularly.
Well, they had to play a late game last night to qualify. The C qualifier was last night. Had to play this morning, and this is their, what did we say it is? Their 8th game?
Yeah.
In an event that started Friday afternoon. Like, fatigue has got to be climbing in here.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't even know how I wouldn't know. If you told me before that somebody played 8 games, I would just say, no, that's not even possible with this number of teams. And it's just, you have to really win and lose the right combinations of games or the wrong combinations of games to end up playing that many.
Well, and I don't think there's any way that anybody could have played 4 today. So they must have played 3 on Friday, 3 yesterday just to qualify. This is their second one of the day today. And we didn't start until 1 o'clock Friday. So that 3 on Friday would have been back to back to back. Yeah. That's never a good way to start an event, because you start tired by day 2.
Yeah. Well, they got some rocks out there. The bad part is they're close enough together that you might be able to get rid of a whole lot of them in one shot.
Yeah, the danger in trying to go after the 3 of them is that tightest guard to the rings is probably coming back. I'm actually a little surprised she's not playing the double peel on the other 2.
Yeah. Well, she only got rid of 1.
Yeah, no, she had to play the straight peel, and she was playing it that way. So
you've got a situation for Campbell now where she does have a couple guards to work with, and they're very doubleable, if you will. But
yeah, she's only going to have a couple of guards for one more shot.
Yeah,
she's coming in, and then double peel is hard to miss now.
Yeah, so Campbell did play 4 games yesterday. I didn't think.
Oh, they did have a 4-game possibility.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I just looked it up, and it was like, couldn't quite figure it out. And I thought, wow, they played every draw yesterday, starting at 9:30 in the morning. Played all 4 draws. That's a very nice shot. It's not shot, but it's a start. Skrlik a look to get rid of both guards here, and very makeable double for sure. Pretty well drawn up the way you'd like to have to throw a double. Even at my ripe old age, is one I think I can handle. There they go. That was not much choice but to put the guard back up.
Yeah, I think you're guarding the stone at the back of the forefoot now, though. You want to
Yeah.
have a shot at that yellow at the top forefoot if you ever need it. You'll put the guards up. You expect Kayla Skrlik to peel it. I don't know if you're Jolene. You might even throw the guard right to your last one, or your first one, and then use only your last one to worry about coming in.
Yeah, I think you do. That's I don't see that. Assuming that Skrlik makes their peel, obviously, and everybody does what they're supposed to do. Sometimes
Yeah.
they don't do that, but
Well, that's the other side of it. Like Kayla knows that with the last one, Jolene is going to make a play in the rings, and she might make an offensive play with her first one just to not leave that.
yeah, she showed us that
She's
she was
looking at
ready
playing
to.
it here, actually.
Yeah,
It's maybe because that guard's a little off the center line. I mean, if it's splitting center, you're probably a little bit more worried about the guard.
yeah, I think you're right, but I think I'd still be peeling that guard myself. I don't think you're in much trouble if you peel the guard. I don't think you are if you don't, but you might end up being.
Yeah, you're not in a ton of trouble here, and she wouldn't mind moving. Like, she doesn't care if she keeps her own rocks here. She wouldn't mind if everything left the forefoot
Yeah.
and leaves the forefoot wide open with this one.
Marvel Fleming, their final stone here in the fourth end. Well, I can tell you one thing: there were no way they were playing that way.
Nope.
They got away with it. They were lucky to get away with it. Actually, if she makes a shot a little bit better, it jams, and it's not really going to do much for you. So,
Well, it does switch things around to now where they're looking at a force at the very least.
yeah, it switches for sure. Yeah.
Steel's not out of the question. You'd love to have that guard splitting the center line, but you can still get a piece of the button buried.
Yeah, I think where you're looking here, just probably top button, full forefoot, or at least at around that guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guard's a little bit long, and like you say, that center one it would be much nicer if that was on the center line. But make a good one here though, and you put some heat on. Jolene coming off of her last shot, which was a perfect draw to the button in the previous end, so she should be locked in pretty good as far as draw weight. Jolene Campbell. Should be good for line.
Yeah, it's got a nice line coming by.
That's good. I can't see the guard yet, but we will in a second. It seems to make Skrlik's going to draw anyways.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded bringing that just a little farther back if Skrlik manages to freeze the back when she's taken both of those away.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. It would seem like another foot or so would be a better spot. Oops.
Both brushers cleaning, but it still looks like a lot of line.
Yeah, it's out there quite a ways.
They actually switched to try to get it to curl a little more. It's coming in nicely now. No,
Yeah,
that's
it's a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
Jolene has to be careful here. You might want to make that little tap and roll in behind, but that's going to be really tough. If you throw this just a couple feet too heavy, she's going to end up with a wide tubes.
I think she's looking at hitting it.
Oh, okay.
She's got to get a sliver to the inside if she can. It should double it out off of her own, but no, she's just playing the heavy draw. This is tough.
Oh.
It's like you said, if she's any on the outside of this at all, she's leaving a shot there for 2.
Yeah. I thought she'd play the straight draw myself. I just figured it'd be a draw, just get to the nose or a little bit on the inside of the nose. Whatever one you're going to play, you need to make it here. So that's the key.
Struggles for the first 2 ends for the Campbell team, so they're pretty much all big shots after that.
Yeah, you're right.
Can't afford to fall any further behind.
She's not throwing this one very hard, that's for sure.
Has to get by her stone at the top of the 4-foot. Don't think it's going to.
No, it looks like they've given up getting it there. Not the best result for Jolene.
Yeah, this is a deuce that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of been that story of the day, though, that for the Campbell team, they've had some outs where they could have got out. They just haven't been able to make that big shot consistently to pull that. But they certainly haven't, generated a lot. Jolene hasn't had a lot of opportunity to score a lot of points, but they have had some chances to get out of this and turn the 2s into 1s kind of thing and be right in this game, but just haven't been able to do it. There's a draw for 2 for Skrlik.
She was heavy on a draw for 3 in the first end.
She was, yeah. She's a little heavy here too, maybe.
Touches her own stone.
And I think it's just 1, but...
Yeah, I think it went too far.
We'll see what we got here, and then we'll... Well, look, nobody's convinced yet. From where we are, it looks like it's going to be red.
Well, I see a broom go down on the side, so I think they're going to get the stick.
And they are.
Which at least is on our sheet this time.
Yeah.
When they had to measure in the first end, of course, that's just the way it goes. You have to measure on a televised game. You're on sheet 1, the measuring stick's on sheet 4, but...
Yeah, it's funny, the logo in the middle in here, it doesn't look like... It just seems to make some of these decisions tougher somehow.
It makes it a little tougher just because the color's not consistent all the way through, but I still like the new rings. They add a little something.
Yeah, well, I agree, yeah. It's weird when you go somewhere that doesn't have those now. It just feels like... Right, yeah. It's Jerry-Lynn Ramsey with the measuring device. We'll hang on here till we get a measure, and then we'll throw to commercials for the break. latest score we have in the other game right now is still just 1-1 after 3. I don't know where they are in their end, but well, it's going to be red, I think.
Yeah, that's what they pointed at. So it's just a single.
So somehow Campbell managed to get out of that with just a 1-point score for Team Skrlik, and they will take a 5-1 lead to the break. So, Shawn, we got 4 ends down. Team Campbell hasn't done much here to kind of generate any offense. You figure they can turn this around?
Well, they're going to need to. Jolene did make a nice draw to bail the team out in the third. And really, Kayla Skrlik, for as well as the team has played, she's left a couple of extra points on the ice. She's had 2 draws that she threw heavy that, if she makes both of them, even if she makes either one of them, we might not even be playing this 5th end.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and she has struggled a little bit with the way a couple times went deep on a couple shots that she wasn't trying to go deep on, or the worst thing was go deep. And she's been around it. She just hasn't been able to kind of be perfect, which you expect her to be. So Campbell down 4, as we mentioned, with Hammer now playing the 5th end though. So it's time to put up a deuce though.
Yeah, at least a deuce. You may see double corners here, I think.
Yeah. Skrlik went to the button. That's this standard kind of fare with a 4-point lead halfway through the game. She'll basically go right on top of it again, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so. You'd expect Jolene Campbell to throw some kind of a draw, whether it's come around or a corner guard. And then if you've got 2 good ones in the middle, you might guard with the second's first stone. Now, they're going to end up with a guard here, but it's not a guard they really wanted.
Yeah. All right. Jolene is going to come around that corner. Just the theory being here is that if you go around the corner now, they can't actually hit the corner yet. So that's...
Yeah. Well, she's got 2 guards to work with now, with that yellow one being short of the rings. So.
Yeah.
2 guards is enough to score 3 points.
Rachel Erickson just sliding along with it here. It's going to be pretty good, I think. Would hurt to sweep it a little bit, or are they trying to throw a guard?
They maybe did play the tight guard on purpose. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, I didn't think they were playing that, so.
With the ice, you would have thought they were coming right in, but
yeah,
it gets the tight guard out of it.
So now the challenge in trying to figure out how to maneuver your rocks in there and get them behind there.
Well, and I didn't see the call here for Kayla Skrlik either, but it'd be tempting now to throw the longer guard and force Jolene Campbell to do some work in the middle.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. That's I know that at the top levels they may not totally agree with that all the time, but it's not a bad plan. I think it's.
Yeah. Well, the problem with coming in, and that looks like that's what they're playing, is the 3 yellow rocks aren't going to be that spread out now, and that makes, like I said, Jolene has to do some work in the middle to clean things up. Well, they're not that far apart now.
Yeah.
She can clean this all up with 1 shot.
Yeah, and a really good shot. She could actually get rid of all the. Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Get rid of the yellows and end up with another corner on the other side.
Yeah, this looks like she's playing the straight hit and roll to the corner and may not even make contact with the ones in the rings. I'd like to make contact with the ones in the rings, even if you leave your shooter on the center line.
Yeah, I would too on this particular shot.
Because you just never know. You could end up spilling something in behind the tee line too. That's a good result.
Well, she didn't get the ones in the house, but
No.
I don't mind leaving the red one somewhere where you might be able to use it.
Yeah, if I'm peeling a guard, I'm not peeling the one she just indicated.
Yeah.
You can't leave the double corner on the other side. You're either hitting that or you're guarding your own.
Yeah.
And you're not in a bad spot to guard your own here either, to be honest. It's an aggressive call. It's not what they want to do. They want to hit something red, but you guard the 2 yellows and you've still got Jolene Campbell still has to deal with them.
Yeah.
Well, she's hitting the guard that's not helping her. Jolene Campbell will be really happy with this call.
Yeah.
Especially after you touch that rock up into the rings.
Yeah.
There was nothing good coming out of that call. She's coming around all day now.
Yeah, I didn't really envision that happening, but still, it's
There was no good result coming out of that call.
No.
She was always coming around this corner, even if you made the shot. Like it you left the double corner guard. Like if you're going to peel a guard, it had to be one on the other side. And the guard on the yellows wouldn't have been a bad call either. Now, because you tapped that tight quarter guard in for a bite, 3 is in play.
Rachel Erickson playing to come around. A bit of late sweeping here.
Well, they got to get by the one that's just got tapped into the rings.
I don't think they're going to, are they?
No.
Needed to be on that.
That was a little casual on the brush, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And as casual as it might have been, it looks like maybe touched the guard on the way by.
I know. I think she hit it with her foot or something.
Yeah.
Well, she touched
Exactly.
it. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
So they're just trying to reposition it. It moved a little bit.
Yeah, you're right about that, though. That was just a really lackadaisical effort. I don't like to be critical, but you got to expect you're going to be making sure that gets by. That's probably job one there, and then hoping it stops in the right place after that, But anyway, she still has the one behind the guard.
Yeah, she's got the one behind the guard. It's just pretty tough to ignore 3 on the other side of the house.
I think it is, yeah.
Looks like she's going to try to hit it just off the nose on the broom side so that she stays in front of the other yellow. Only looking to kill one here.
Yeah.
And stay in front of the other one.
Should be pretty close to what she wanted.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, nicely done. Definitely can be removed, but still about as good as you're going to do it. Thinking about whether to hit that one or hit the guard.
Don't love that call either. She could hit it the same way.
Yeah.
She hits the red onto the yellow and leaves her shooter sitting in the pocket. It's not there to do it again. You play the roll across and you don't get the roll across and don't kill the first red one. Now 4's in play.
Let's see what she does decide here. What I don't think she's going to do is peel the high guard.
No, it's too late for that.
Just checking the score in the other semifinal while they're looking this over. And Corin Brown now is up 3-1 in the 5th end over Amber Holland. might make a liar out of me here.
Yeah, I don't love that call. Now, if she thinks she can get to the rock that's biting, that's a different story. She can see a sliver of it. It's not an easy shot.
No, definitely not.
The one thing that she's got going for her going after that shot, though, and you saw them indicate, like, you can't see very much of that stone, so you're going to hit it fairly thin. If you do make that, your shooter's coming across and should disturb one of those rocks on the other side, at least break up that freeze that's already there.
Yeah, if you can get enough of it to make that happen, you don't need much of it, but you do need to get a little bit of it.
The danger here is going right by everything. Even
Yeah,
if you feather tick the guard, your shooter's probably coming towards those three on the other side.
Yeah. Ashton Skrlik going hard on the brush. Still a lot of sweeping today, Ashton.
This is not a lot of weight.
No, she's on the high one. And not a lot of the high one.
Got absolutely nothing out of that. Yeah, if you could freeze that pocket, 4 is in play.
Yeah, if you can make this really good, you don't really want to move anything, I don't think.
I'm not a big fan of the hit. I mean, it's an easier shot than the freeze.
I don't like that idea of hitting that one either. I like the freeze in here. And if you're a little tiny bit heavy, I mean, you can get away. A couple of feet, you're probably okay. This shot, I just going to be really hard to put this in the right spot, and you might end up just opening it up for a double.
Yeah, if you're gonna hit this, like, you got to make sure a nose hit is better than rolling too far. You roll too far, and she can double the reds.
Yeah.
But you're trying to roll to a pretty precise spot to stay half on the face of the red. It's tough. I can't imagine the freeze is any tougher than the hit and roll.
No. Well, no, because it's not like some perfect freezes. You can get away with, a little tiny bit of weight on this.
You could tap the yellow. You don't want to have weight and tap the red. You'd break up the freeze that's already there. I mean, if you're hitting this, even if you hit it right on the nose, it's not the end of the world. Yes, she can hit that rock, but she's not going to be able to do anything with the frozen stone.
Yeah, I know.
3 is still in play hitting this as long as you don't over-roll it.
Yeah.
You over-roll on this, you give her a chance to move 2 reds. You're down to no more than a deuce, and you might even get forced if she can clear the reds without losing a yellow.
Pretty much going all the way on this. Well,
she gets away with it only because it's pretty hard to make a double on those reds.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, you could make it. You could blast it out, but you'd lose your shooter. She hits the back one, and she's still got at least a deuce.
Yeah.
So I think they're looking for the nose hit.
So. Yeah, nose hit.
So just kill the back one and stay frozen on the other one. And if you can do that, it shouldn't ever be worse than 2 here.
Yeah, I think it's I think if there was a little bit better opportunity to blast it out, you go ahead and play that. But it's just really tough. You have to hit it with a lot of weight and pretty thin, half a rock to get it to go.
And you're giving up 2 if you do that.
Yeah,
at least.
Well, at least 2, yeah, and that's the problem with that is your shooter's probably going, and you might end up be setting up a 3-hander. more likely than this. It's a nice shot. Very nice shot. Makes it tough for Jolene to do too much with it.
Yeah, you make anything good on that one, she can always hit the top one.
Yeah. What sort of desperate measures? I wouldn't be against hitting this and rolling it half behind those top two.
Oh, I don't love that. She runs them both.
Yeah, teaser a little bit into, well, yeah, but the both not far enough to make the double. Just roll like basically a rock to the right, and might tease her into going after it or something like that. And
with those two rocks that close together, if you roll towards it at all, there's going to be a way she can hit it to make the double because of the drag.
Yeah.
But if she rolls towards the corner, and the question then becomes is how far do you want to roll?
Yeah.
Because if she plays the hit at the top, she can't be any better than just barely full 8 foot. If you roll to say just out of the 4 foot behind the full 8 foot, just behind the 4 foot, if she comes after the shot stone, those corner guards are in her eye. Any kind of a rub, you'd have a chance for 3.
Yeah.
I don't think you could get, well, maybe you could. I'm just looking at where the guard is. You might be able to get to just dead buried, or at least half buried behind the tight corner guard, the rock that's actually biting the 12 foot. You might be able to sit 2 partly behind that. And the problem then is if Kayla Skrlik has to play the top one, if she just hits it, she's got to be careful not to leave a double for 3.
Yeah. She won't play that. It's trying to control the roll here a little bit.
Yeah, not going to be enough of a roll.
No. Good news is she is at least in a position where, barring a really good roll by Skrlik, she'll have a shot for a deuce. Her saving grace really is that her yellow is so frozen on the top one that there's not, even if she rolls over where you might set up some potential double, it would be very hard to get rid of that yellow rock without losing the shooter and everything. So
yeah.
The goal for Skrlik starting this end would have been to try to make sure you don't give up any more than 2, and she's on the brink of being able to do that. Working hard to get it over.
Maybe a sliver in behind. There's room for 2, though.
Yeah, definitely room for 2. It's Jolene Campbell with a shot at a deuce here. Make the score 5-3 and keep the dream alive for now. 3 ends to go still. It should be pretty good if we can go by the judgment of the sweeper here.
She's going to move it far enough. Yes.
Very nice shot for Jolene Campbell. Very well done. Campbell will pick up a deuce here in the 5th end and Still trail, but it's getting closer. 5-3 for Skrlik after 5. So, Shawn, a much better end there for Team Campbell.
Yeah, and at a time when they really needed it too, they pick up the 2 in the 5th, close to within 2, and with 3 ends left to play, they can maybe start to put some pressure back on the Skrlik team.
Yeah, just, if you could maybe just get one steal here, still a point here, go to 7 down a couple, and you get a couple and steal the last end. Can't be that hard.
Well, the curling math still works. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel here. It steals the singles and forces, and when you have the hammer, you got to get your 2.
Yeah.
But the math is all still there. So when you start having to count on either scoring 3 or stealing a deuce, that's when it gets tough. You have to.
It does.
You have to go outside of comfortable, and you need misses.
So Dana Demons throwing her second rock of 3 here in the 6th end. Very nice guard on her first one. Splitting the center line and being the right depth to allow them to throw a second one up here. And this one looks like it's going to be really good as well. They need to get a little bit more out of it. Oh, a little disappointment there, but
yeah, that's the second in a row that's happened. They might be taking a little too much ice on that. You have to realize when you're throwing that longer guard, it doesn't have as much time to curl.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But either way, they at least have 2 guards out there, and Skrlik will come around again. Basically the same game plan we've seen previously a couple ends ago. It's going to be a little deep.
Yeah, they kind of got caught in between there. I think they'd made a decision, this is going to be deep, let's take it way back. And then they thought, well, no, we're going to rub. And it did, just.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But it's kind of left. I mean, they're not a pocket yet, but you only have to tap this a foot and it's a pocket.
Yeah, and I would expect that would be the plan that Jolene would have here, just come down on top of that, move it a little bit.
Yeah, you would think so. You know that the peels are going to start on the next attempt, so you got to have something in the house that you can work with after this one.
This one's got to curl a lot and has maybe a little bit more weight than they really want. Maybe not. Coming down pretty good now. I don't think that was it.
Weight was okay. The line wasn't.
Yeah. Surprised at all here that she wouldn't try to go for the double peel?
No, and I say that only because just the way they're angled. If you go after the double peel, it's probably coming back into the situation in the house. The situation in the house isn't bad for Kayla right now. You just peel a tighter guard. It's the one that's on the center line. It's the one that's more of a problem for you. Oh, no, she is going after the longer one. She is going after the double. Or maybe straight peeling the longer guard.
Yeah, her first indication was she wasn't going after the double peel, but maybe just a high one.
Been more interested myself in peeling that tight guard.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mind the going after them both, and I knew that you could drive the red one back, but everything would be pretty close together, and you're nothing out front to work with. But anyway, if I wasn't going to do that, then I would be the same as you. I would take the tight one.
Jolene looking at, I think, freezing the pocket. She could play the same thing. Like, she could try to get across the face on that yellow and just tap it back. Leave a yellow pocket.
Yeah. So Erickson.
Definitely got better line here.
Gonna get by. Just gets by a hair.
doesn't really move anything, but I think that's dead buried. That's a pretty good spot for the redstone.
Yeah, that one curled a lot too.
Yeah.
I mean, they all curl, but that one really curled. Problem for Campbell is it's hard to get either one of those red ones into count here, but Kayla sometimes leaves some guards you don't expect.
Yeah, she's taken a long time to call the peel on the center guard
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
When it's the only call.
Yeah. It's like it's almost painful to call that. It's like she just wants to play a little more than you have to sometimes. So Ashford Skrlik will get rid of the one guard that was there.
And Jolene's looking at the same thing I'm looking at. Not that she's necessarily going to play it right away, but if you hit the red on the nose, does that yellow drag enough to miss the red at the top of the forefoot and just double out the yellows? And I don't know. There's not a lot of room there to drag, but it will drag some. It's close. She's just going to make a tap on the rocks in the rings here. So I'm thinking she doesn't think it's there. If you thought it was there, you throw another guard here. You wouldn't change these angles if you thought it was there.
Yeah, it's tough now because you'd like to have one more guard, but it's just you're getting close to when you don't have enough rocks to throw any more guards.
Maybe this is the guard call all the way.
Yeah.
I thought it looked like she was playing in to move the rocks in the rings, but that's a pretty good spot, especially if you think that red-yellow drags because you've left them open.
Yeah, I think if it drags fine. It looks to me like it'll make some contact with the red one, but anyway, we'll see in a minute. It's just right now for Campbell, it's hard to get shot on one shot, even if the other team didn't have any left, it would be hard to get shot rock right now.
Well, if it drags by, it's there.
Yeah.
You're doubling the yellows, and it's going to drag some. The thing is, it's such a short distance.
Yeah, it's only going to go 2 inches before it makes contact with the other rock. So,
well, but I mean, that amount of stagger. If you nose hit the red, the yellow's coming almost straight back. I think it might go by. Now, what Jolene's looking at here is, again, freeze that pocket, that yellow-red pocket, and if you could ever just move that yellow just a hair when you come down to make the freeze, you could make that angle even better.
Yeah.
The danger is you could leave a way to triple the reds here. You sure can't tap the red one. Yeah,
you got the two parts of this. You don't want to leave something that she can eliminate most of your rocks or all of your rocks. And secondly, you got to figure out how you're going to be able to get shot rock when you're done here, knowing that Kayla's got a couple rocks too to throw. So that's going to be tough. Still have 3 to come, I guess. Okay, so there's not quite as little time as I expected, but
well, that makes me wonder: is it might be one shot too early to play this?
Yeah.
If you're looking at moving stuff around, which seems to be what they're talking about, because Kayla will blast. She doesn't care if she kills 1 or 2 of her own. If everything leaves the forefoot. Yeah, there's nothing but red rocks left. She's still okay with that.
Yeah. So we're still not probably going to be sure exactly what they're playing here.
It kind of looks like they're playing that pocket shot. You get into the pocket of the yellow-red that are both in the forefoot. And in a perfect world, I think if I'm the one throwing it, you'd love to move that yellow about an inch. Then you don't need to rely on drag. Then it goes by the red for sure.
Yeah.
And you could just hit it on angle and leave that red at the top of the forefoot.
Yeah. That would be the one thing that would make this shot be a good shot for me.
Tough shot, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it has to move a little. Otherwise, if you just sit there frozen, I don't know how you're ever going to score because it's going to take you 2 shots to score.
Well, Kayla's going to hit something. She's
Yeah,
not going to.
exactly. That's the
Yeah,
other
so
part of it. Yeah.
that's the thing. She's going to end up. The only rock she's going to be able to move easy is a yellow one.
Yeah.
This has got a lot of weight, though. She sure doesn't want to tap this very far. Oh, well, maybe not. This is the guard. They played the
I know.
guard.
I was going to say, I don't think they're playing that shot.
I was thinking Dana was not sweeping that at all. I thought it was heavy, but no, they played the guard. They're going to let her peel one more, and she knows what happens if she peels one more guard, so she's not going to do it.
No.
I'm not sure I like this golf, to be honest. From
No,
she puts this in the pocket. What happens if you nose hit that red one that was just thrown? Does it not get the drag you were just looking for and stay there for a guard?
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah.
This is a long ways out.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's going to curl a lot. Well, I think now you can actually play the yellow on the red, on the back red, and then have shot rock, and maybe but be careful you don't move it too far. I think if it goes a little bit too far, you might be able to. They might be able to get it another way. But I like that idea of just she's going to throw like a little more weight at it than I would have thought.
Yeah, least control, I think, here. Again, you're counting on some drag, but I think yellow onto red, and I know they're angled a lot, but it's still going to hit that shot stone.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going very far because it's going to drag into a bit. You want your shooter to roll over and stagger everything at the top of the 4-foot, and that raised stone, when it kills the one at the tee line, should stay underneath 3 or 4 staggered rocks, I think.
Yeah,
And the one remaining yellow is going to be awfully lonely with, you could be corner frozen on it on both sides. Now, we talked about at the start of the end, she only needs to worry about stealing one at a time, but if she's got angles from both sides to kill that yellow with her last one, a steal at 2 would not necessarily be out of the question here.
No. Let's see what happens here.
Needs to get just to the inside here. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's real good.
Didn't get as much of a splash off that red onto the yellow, so she's left the yellow in the middle in a spot where it's going to be tough to get rid of it.
So Skrlik is going to play the run back here, try to run this red one into the red one that's on the left-hand side when we look at the long view, I guess. And that'll drive onto the yellow and pop the yellow probably off that back one and out if she throws it hard enough. That's theoretically what's going to happen. It is possible that doesn't happen quite that right way, that she could leave Campbell in a...
Yeah, I think she's looking to hit it onto the red that's splitting the center line. That yellow is in the middle. It's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Just like that. So now Jolene can hit it on the nose, sit 2, but Kayla's going to have a relatively open shot. If she has to draw, she just needs to bite the 4-foot. And if Jolene doesn't manage to hit this perfectly square on the nose, she might leave a fairly easy double.
Yeah, and I think that Skrlik's hitting something on the next shot, no matter what she does here. So, just a matter of whether or not you want her to hit her.
If she's dead lined up, you think she's going to give up a steal of one?
Yeah, I think she will. I think she'll try to make them all and get them all out. But I don't
That's
think
really tough.
I'll be shocked if she plays. Yeah, I know it's tough, but I think I'll be shocked if she plays a draw. Okay, we'll get to find out. Let's see.
First things first, she's got to hit this right on the beak. She must be close. Well, this looks like it's either a steal of one or a blank. Because
Yeah.
I don't see any way she's making this and keeping the shooter.
Oh, she's not. No question. It's going to be a little tough to get that rock out for sure. Just make sure you don't really overthrow this one and miss everything. No, she's not going to do that. Trying to hold this straight as they can. Lots of handle on it. Yeah, very nicely done.
Yeah, great
Kayla
shot.
Skrlik. Yeah, tremendous shot. Campbell did all that she could do there, but blank end, and Skrlik will take a 2-point lead to the 7th when we come back. And we're getting close to the end of this one, where you have only 2 ends to go at the most for this game featuring Skrlik and Campbell. Nice shot by Skrlik to finish that end, Shawn.
Yes, yeah, she made a nice shot to get the double and the blank. Retains the last rock here into the 7th.
So I think we have the wrong score up on
Yeah, she's got a much bigger lead on our scoreboard than she does on the one at the event.
Yeah, that was a way better shot than we even thought it was. Yeah, score's 5-3. Just in case you're having to be turning in here and haven't seen the previous end, and 5-3 for Skrlik, and 2 ends to go. And Campbell team playing much better the last couple ends. They just might have been a little bit late getting going, but yeah, we'll see how it goes this end.
Guard not touching the center line, so we get to see an attempt at the tick shot.
Oh yeah, don't play that enough anymore. So Jolene will look up to put up the second guard. In behind that one. Reminder again that all the scores in this spiel and in the Penticton spiel, the new floors out in Penticton, are available at Curling Stadium on YouTube. Or usually you can just follow the links right on the Curling Zone scoreboard. Nina Demons might be a little bit heavy on this one.
Yeah, so sweeping for curl now. If you're going to be in the rings, you better be buried. It's really not. There's still a half of it probably available. And this is also where it matters that first stone not touching the center line, because if you happen to just rub it on the way by, that's still probably legal unless you kill it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Jerry Lynn Ramsey throwing a come around hit for Team Skrlik. She'll get enough to get it out, and she does. It was a very gentle removal. So Jolene will try to get the guard up again. It's really all out in this end. There's no need to worry about how many the other team scores, I don't think. It's just you've got to find a way to score one.
Yeah, you've got to steal now. It's force is a possibility, and then you need 3 coming home to get to an extra end, which is, that can happen. 3s happen in the 5-rock free guard zone all the time, but when you missed one of the guards this end, it's tough to get a force now. You're not going to have a lot of rocks to work with. You've got one guard and one in the rings. That's even that rock in the 12-foot could be used as a guard. It's
it certainly can. Yeah. So straight peel here for second stone, Ashton Skrlik. Nicely done. Ashton throws those peels quite well. She throws lots of weight on it. She always looks like she's throwing it a little inside out to me, but it's worked every time in this game, so we don't always have the best view of that too. So
yeah, and there's a lot of the players nowadays with knowing that they're playing with aggressive rocks most of the time that will actually practice that little in-out motion, if that's what you want to call it, that it'll straighten those rocks out. They're not going to curl. It's just enough of a backwards motion to just hold it right on that line. And they seem to be able to do it without actually setting it back. It's just enough of a motion to hold it straight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the guard they'll attempt to put the guard back up. Rachel Hirkin's first shot. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good one. And nicely done. He'll ask for the same shot.
Yeah, they're in line. It's just the one peel here.
Yeah, you can sort of tell because she really has no ice almost. If she threw this straight at the broom, it feels like to me that it would probably end up hitting it right on the beak, but works out good again. Solid player, solid second stone. I'll show you for years and years and years. That's what you wanted in a second stone, almost exclusively, somebody that could throw hits. Now everybody kind of needs to be able to throw everything, but it's still important for second stone in particular to be able to throw the high hard one.
The thing that I've seen that has changed a lot, and we didn't see it illustrated on those last two because, of course, she's peeling center guards, but once upon a time, when we were playing peels with the seconds in particular, it was usually outside in. A lot of teams played the outside in to play the peels.
Yeah.
And now they've had to become really good at peeling from the inside out because in a lot of cases you've got a rock sitting on the top of the 4-foot and you can't peel that direction.
Yeah.
So they've had to become much more skilled at playing the inside out shot.
Yeah. Not a good result for the last shot, yeah. Just
it's a guard, but it's a lot tighter.
Yeah.
That's what we call a tight guard.
That is a tight guard, yeah. It's going to be called a no guard, I think, in a minute. Oh, she might not get them both. And she did. Good shot there from Margot Fleming. And nothing left for Jolene to work with. Going to have to throw up a guard here. And just really hope that somewhere along the way that Skrlik actually, if she doesn't nose one, she at least leaves something out there that you can come around, even if it's out in the 8-foot somewhere, would be better than nothing. So. Fleming will attempt to remove another guard.
And then Campbell will throw one more. I'd be tempted to throw a corner guard with Jolene's first. Because really, what have you got to lose? You throw the center guard, the chances she's going to miss it aren't very good.
No.
I don't think she'll come around the corner guard anyway, but that's your best chance right now if you're Jolene Campbell. You throw a corner guard and maybe Kayla Skrlik thinks, oh, well, it's corner guard, let's draw. And she gives you a chance to at least force her.
Yeah, I think it's important. I think that over the last little bit of time, people have got away from saying, well, we're going to keep throwing back in that exact same spot. They're going to peel it exactly the same way, and just chose to move things around. And whether that be a corner guard or at least, if nothing else, Shawn, like a guard that's maybe on the, the edge of the 4-foot line or something, somewhere where they just haven't always been, and they have to think a little bit more about how they go at it.
Yeah, I think your chances of stealing at this point in time in this end are very bad. And a blank really hurts Jolene Campbell. Even with a force, she's in a better spot. You throw the corner guard here, and if you could ever talk Kayla Skrlik into coming around it, then maybe you corner freeze to it and you get the force.
Yeah.
She's likely not doing that.
No.
But I also think you got a better chance of a half shot on a peel on a corner guard than you do on a peel in this spot. You just don't see this shot missed very often.
No. No, like I say, especially when they've thrown it now 4 times or something in a row.
Yeah.
These are all out turns. I think that it's still fair to say that there's probably a preference for out turns when you're peeling guards, and I've always been a preference. My personal preference has always been in turn for when I'm throwing, but I tend to go out turns when I'm playing peels too. And
most people will tend to throw a little off their shoulder, so their out turn's a little straighter than their in turn.
Yeah. Nice peel there for Kayla Skrlik. Job by the skipper.
Where do you put the... Okay, I'm not throwing that draw. You throw into the corner. You want to put this out in the edge of the 12-foot somewhere. I hope this is an out turn with that broom.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not thinking that, but...
You need to get this outside the edge of the 8-foot to have a realistic shot. It is the out turn. Yeah. You want to get this as wide as possible. The stats show that even at the top level, once you have to put the broom outside the edge of the 8-foot, the shooting percentages come down a little bit. You don't expect her to miss this. You're actually hoping she'd nose hit it. Yeah. You'd like to have gotten that out another foot. This is not quite far enough out to make this as difficult as you would have liked.
Yeah.
You put it on the side. I mean, this is the side that forces her if she wants to play the outside in, which is the way a lot of people play it. She's got to play the in turn after, as you pointed out, Jim, they've played the out turn the whole end. So that's obviously their preference. But, also got a preference for that outside in. So she's going to play the in turn here. If you get that out a little bit farther.
Yeah, a little bit of chance of a nose hit for sure.
Yeah.
Well, no problem there for Skrlik, and she will retain hammer going the 8th end after a blank, and she will also retain a 5-3 lead as we go to the last end, or possible last end of our semifinal match between Jolene Campbell and Skrlik, and we'll be back after the break. Well, here we go to end number 8 of the semifinal match between Campbell and Skrlik retains hammer and a 5-3 lead going to the sand. And what does Campbell do here? Same strategy, basically, Shawn?
Yeah, she needs the double guards, and with 2 guards, you've got a chance. It's not easy to steal 2. It's never easy to steal 2. Now, we missed the first couple of shots here. I can't tell that first stone if it's touching the center line or not. So that last attempt, it was a quiet attempt. See, that kind of looks like it's biting the center line. So I don't think that was a tick attempt.
Yeah.
I think they were just kind of practicing the tick attempt on the hopes that they get to play it on the second one. You definitely didn't want that in the rings.
It's interesting you say that. Like I think I've seen more instances, and then I have no facts behind this. They're just kind of thinking about looking at scoreboards, or sometimes the steal of 2 to win a game happens more often than a steal or two to tie a game. And I think that just happens because of that 1 point lead. It's a totally different strategy for the team that's defending. So, but it's not that uncommon to see not super uncommon to see somebody steal two in the last game. But I don't see somebody stealing two to tie very often.
No, it's tough to steal two to tie because it's it's a whole different story to steal two in say the third end than it is in the eighth end because the strategy that the team with Last Rock is going to play. They're two up. They're hitting as soon as they can, and they're hitting anything in sight.
Yeah.
Even that they don't mind. I mean, it didn't kill the red stone, but it's out in the open. This is the fifth stone here, so they could peel the guard on the next one. They'll peel it towards that red if that's the best shot they've got.
Campbell called for the draw right in here, which is a bit surprising. I would have thought maybe another guard somewhere, whether line up with the other one would be good because, like you say, they're going to peel it the next shot.
Yeah, I know. And they're going to peel it towards the stone in the rings anyway, so they're not going to play the double peel. But that's the problem. If they make it and you just throw the guard here, game's over. You're never scoring two. You come in, even if they eventually make that other shot, you can make them throw their last one. Right now, I think your best bet to try to steal two is to sit three. I don't see them being able to sit two buried.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
So you're hoping she misses this one. You're going to guard for your life for the rest of the end, or most of the rest of the end. And at some point in time, probably Jolene's first one, you're going to have to sit three and hope she misses the double.
Yeah. At the very least, rolls out. So we get an intern peel this time.
That's not plan A, but manages to get one. Oh boy, almost got the double. Did it spin far enough?
Yep.
Oh man,
that was about as fortunate a plan C or D that you could ever have, I think.
At least turn around and say you're sorry after that.
Yeah,
You deserved nothing, and you got the double, and that's probably enough to do to end the game.
So Campbell will ask Rachel Erickson to play the draw, come around again. The strategy will be the same for Skrlik. She'll attempt to peel the guard, and then Campbell can decide to sit two and hope that somehow that's enough.
Yeah, there should be, barring a complete miss now or a nose hit on a peel attempt, there's not going to be a way to sit three now. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So it should be an open hit. Won't even need to stay with the last one.
Ashton Skrlik on the intern peel again. This time she'll make it. Did you ever decide to come around that yellow one at some point?
Well, I mean, you could. Probably not this one.
No. Oh, no.
Problem is, it's hard to get two around the yellow and have the both sit shot and second shot.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just don't know. I don't know where else to go, I guess, is what I'm thinking. Unless you maybe you end up getting some kind of a nose here, but it doesn't look like that's likely. Its team has been Skrlik has been very sharp on these peels, with the exception of being that last one. It's a good shot. So might have to come up a bit. I can't. She's okay.
Well, if you're going to come around the yellow, you probably have to do it here.
Yeah.
Because I don't. Yeah, they're not playing it. They're playing to the center again. Because I don't see how you're getting shot and second around the corner. So you'd probably have to come around it twice and then hope for a double to sit 3.
Yeah. It's a good guard.
Yeah, one of the tough things about a situation like this when you're the team that's trying to steal is you go to throw that guard, it takes about 25 seconds to get it into place, and by the time you got your gripper on, it's already sitting in the back corner.
Yeah, true enough. I don't know where she's going on this one, but
she's going to look to come around the yellow one now, but you absolutely have to be second shot here. And then after Kayla hits the one in the middle, you'll have to try to hit and roll in behind the cover again to sit 2. And it's tough. There's not a lot of room coming around the stone. That stone's on the top of the 8. If you slide far enough back that your second shot, or third shot, pardon me, you're going to have to play a double with the last one, and everything's going to be wide open.
Yeah.
Even if you make it, it's not going to be an easy shot.
This one's certainly taking a long time getting anywhere over there.
They'll move big to the corner at the end, but she does need to come tight to that rock because she's got to be second shot here.
Oh, very nice shot.
I'm not sure why they stopped sweeping. Like, that could go right to full back 8. It's still half to 2/3 open.
Well, yeah, and you're right. And also the double is that much more in play now.
Yeah, that she doesn't need the double. She knows hits it. Jolene's going to have to hit and roll behind, and when she hits and rolls behind, there's 2/3 of that rock open still, or the short run. Like, they really needed to bring that to the back 8. Plus, it would have buried a little more if they bring it back.
Yeah. Kayla Skrlik with her first here in the 8th. A chance to end the game. Sister Ashen hammering this one pretty hard. And she will get rid of both of them. Great shot by Kayla. And that will put a stamp on this one. So, better game in the second half, Shawn.
Yeah, it was. The Campbell team found their weight a little bit better, got some lines set up a few times, and had their chances, but
yeah,
the Skrlik team just too strong.
So just before we sign off here, we will tell you that in the other game, actually just a big change in the game there. Amber Holland is leading that game now 7-5 in the 8th end, and we will be back in a couple hours with the final.
Not that far away.
No,
final is scheduled for half an hour from now, if everything stays on schedule. Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, we might be back sooner than that then, and we will encourage you to drop into the website and to the curling stadium and check out the event in Penticton as well. For Shawn, Joyce, I'm Jim Nix, and we'll be back with you shortly.